All right, here we go. One of my favorite guests, TK Kirkland. Welcome back to Vlad TV.
What's going on, Vlad? What's going on?
Always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. Well, we got a lot to catch up on.
Yes, sir.
But the Diddy documentary.
I'm down.
Right. Now, I just want to say this. People are talking about how, 50's attacking him and he's being petty. Now, keep in mind, out of all the women in the world that Diddy could have gotten with, he chose 50 Cent's baby mother.
It's a lot of variables to this particular question. Because I talk to a lot of people, older, younger, even my daughter, who's 22, she didn't understand it. So people give their opinion based on what they've experienced and their environment, people they've been around. So to the people that understand boundaries and respect, I always tell men you should never date another man's girl if you're not aware of it. If you know it, then it's wrong. But if you're aware of it, it's like basketball players that we talked about this before. Football players who date the same women.
Yeah.
And won't go outside the box.
Yeah, and I've never done that.
I've never
in
done
my
either.
life, I can honestly say at 52 years old, I have never dated someone that I knew was an ex of a friend of mine.
Right. I've never done
Sometimes
that.
I found out a girl that I'm messing with that also messed with this other dude that I know in the industry, whatever. That's a little different after the fact. But I would never go into it if that's like was his girl.
It's really the wrong thing to do. I've been presented in my lifetime. Women have come to me and they'll say, oh, you know my ex-husband or you know my husband that passed. And when I was in my 30s, I leaped and did it because I said if I died and was in a relationship and my baby mom was fine, ain't nobody gonna think of me. They're gonna date the person. So this is just some real shit. As I sit here today, knowing that there's an ocean filled of women.
Billions. There are billions of women.
Billions.
Right. And that's the whole thing about Diddy. Diddy's not some nerdy dude who just happened to find some IG model and, oh my God, this is the girl of my dreams. Man, he has access to women all around the planet.
And that's his reputation.
But he went after the baby mother of one of his rivals.
Exactly.
Someone who had been taking shots at him for years.
Absolutely.
On purpose.
And he went after her knowing that they had beef.
Right. And slutted her out.
Slut her out.
Just slutted her out.
Slut her out.
Having a whole basketball team run a train on her.
I
Just
totally
the whole
agree.
thing, right?
Totally agree.
Right.
But his reputation from when he worked at Uptown, I'll be sure's girlfriend.
Oh, Kim Porter.
Kim Porter.
Right.
That's his reputation.
I'll be sure his baby mother.
Baby mama.
Yeah.
Then Eric Serum, his friend, the one that had she had his baby, Mia. So he's had a reputation of going after people.
Tupac's ex-girlfriend.
Tupac's ex-girlfriend.
He got a baby with her too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my point that I'm making to the men listening, well, if you don't understand this, then you're just poorly educated and don't really have common sense. It's a no-no. There's no way I would go after Vlad's ex-girlfriend.
Right.
I'm so loyal that if I met a woman and she said, oh yeah, I used to date Vlad. Oh, I can't fuck with you, baby.
Right.
I wouldn't even put my dick in it, excuse my language. Because that's how I move. Other people don't move like that, but you see me in Paris, you see me all over the world. Why would the fuck I want to do that to mess up a relationship? Because here's the thing people need to understand in life. As you go older, I want everybody to listen. Any business is based off relationships.
True.
You better fucking listen to me.
Yeah.
It's relationships, people.
Yeah.
And if you build relationships over the years, it comes back to help you out somewhere down the line. That's why you got to call people once a year. You got to check in to say hello, because I'm telling you, you will need that person one day. It may not be now, but you might have to call that person for a friend. It may not even be you. But if you are the connect and that person, hey, can you do me a favor? You have that relationship. Like when I travel and people call me for tickets and I don't hear from you, but you call me a day before wanting tickets to my show. My answer is no. I want you there. But the thing is, you don't understand conversation etiquette. Conversation etiquette is you stay in touch with a person because you know I'm gonna come through your city one day. You see a motherfucker blowing up, so we don't went from the clubs to stadiums. All you gotta do is stay in touch because as a principal, because I'm a different kind of guy, I'm not giving you a ticket because I ain't got them. I'm giving you a ticket because you didn't have the respect to stay in touch with me because I'm an OG. I'm not like what these young motherfuckers think. I don't move like that. There's certain rules that OGs have because how our parents raised us and our uncles and our grandfathers, and I stick with it to the day I die.
Well, Marlon Wayans, someone who I had a history with,
Yes.
he did an interview that basically said that he didn't like how 50 was attacking Diddy and, you know, karma is going to catch up to him and so forth. So then the whole back and forth happened. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Diddy's posting up all the gay pics of Marlon and the white chicks pics and everything else like that. And they're going back and forth. Now, I have experience going back and forth with Marlon Wayans.
Yes.
So, you know, although at this point I believe me and him are cool. What'd you think about that whole situation?
As a man, I see things, like I said, all of them have different reasons why they dislike certain people. Marlon felt that's what he felt. 50's doing to Puffy what he feels he deserves. That's what, when you're mad at someone, if you don't like someone and you have the power to do certain things.
Yeah.
What I like about 50, the motherfucker have no chill. If he gonna go after you, and I like people like that because in this world you either freeze or fold.
Yeah.
And 50 is that guy.
Yeah.
He don't care about what nobody said.
It never folds.
He never folds.
Yeah.
Never folds under pressure.
Yep.
So as a man, God damn it, I would love to have a motherfucker like that on my squad because you ain't going to collapse.
Right.
That's one part.
Well, he got Tony Yayo on his squad.
Yeah.
Who does not collapse.
That's one side. I respect what Marlon did because I know his family. That's how he was raised. Ja Rule. That's his feeling towards 50 because of their beef. When you're a man, you see the world. See, I don't see one block. I see the world. Each one of them have a legitimate beef on what they feel towards other. What the American people had to do is mature, sit back, relax, and go, you know what? This shit ain't got shit to do with me. I wish them well. I wish all of them well. This ain't got shit to do because everybody wants to put in their opinion. And my advice to the world is shut the fuck up. Let them do what they got to do. Leave this to the reporters. Because you have to report this stuff. This is your business.
Yeah.
But the people like me, other comics, other actors, when you're known for what certain people can do, you know what 50's capable of doing. You know this. Be willing to go. Be willing to deal with the consequences. I respect him for his way that he thinks. Do I agree with everything? Not necessarily. But when he puts his mind to it, he goes after it, and he goes for the kill. Not no maybe. You're not wounded.
Yeah, no, he's going all the way.
He going all the way.
Right, but when you look at all the successful people, they all do that.
They all do it.
They all do that.
They all do.
And I remember, I'm not going to go into the details of it because it was a private conversation, but me and this one guy who we had very public beef with recently, we got on the phone and we talked, you know, like men. We were on the phone for an hour.
Yes.
And what I told him is that nobody at this level is a punk.
So true.
No one at this level backs down. So in our situation, I think you kind of underestimated who you're dealing with.
Right.
You know, you're dealing with someone who doesn't back down, who has money, who's dealt with adversity, who's dealt with public beef and stuff like that. And that created a mutual respect between us.
Yes.
Because I'm like, and I respect you for the same reasons.
Yes.
And it's like, and that's the thing. A lot of times people think, oh, okay, well, he looks like this, so I think he's soft. So I'm gonna do whatever I feel like, and he's not gonna do anything in return.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, you're lying on the floor, or you got a bad lawsuit, or you know, everything's going bad for you because you underestimated this person.
Because on the money side, because like I said, I don't know what people thought I had or what my success is. But one thing business people taught me years ago, See, in the hood, they believe in fighting all the time. But that's not how you win. You hurt people by their pockets. No matter if you got money, the last thing you want to do is to be sued and get millions or thousands taken away from you. It hurts worse than getting punched in the face.
That is true. Yeah.
Getting
Because
your money
those bruises
taken,
will heal.
bruise will heal.
That money might not come back.
Especially if they in your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So again, being in my 60s, you see me, like I said, when I post my stuff all over the world, I see you, Vlad. You're like, you give me my little love.
Of course.
I am enjoying this shit. Peace and quiet, no problems. And I wish, like I told you off air, and I wish everybody who's listening, and Vlad will tell you what I said, I wish all of y'all a beautiful journey, that you achieve peace of mind. That's the greatest gift I can wish for you.
Your friend, Eric Von Zip, rest
Yes.
in peace, was mentioned in the Diddy
A few times.
A few times.
Yes.
Okay. How'd you take that?
What I want people to understand is that Zip and I, before everybody knew Zip, I known Zip from 135th and Edgecombe. We owned the store, his mom. Always been a hustler, always got money. And would I put anything past Zip? No. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. No, his sisters, the whole family,
Right.
all of them, that we all love each other. Zip is my man, and people know this. And I just talked to my man Kenny, good game in them all up in Cleveland, and Zip treated me really good, Vlad. Until about, we had a house up here in Chatsworth. Always had money, always did his thing, always made sure I understood about getting bread. And was he a con artist? I don't know. Was he? Only thing I know about Zip, he was a hustler.
Yeah.
And we got money. And one thing he always told me way back in the day when everybody was blowing up, he said, TK, don't worry about it. And this is exactly what he said. He said, the niggas who get the money later get more money than the niggas who get it early.
That is so true.
And I kept that in my heart.
That is so true.
Since 1985.
Right, because you don't know how to handle money when you first get it. You have to spend decades learning how to deal with it.
Yes.
Someone that has $10,000 in the bank won't know what to do with $100,000.
Absolutely not.
They'll blow
not.
it.
They'll blow it.
Someone with $100,000 in the bank doesn't know what to do with $1 million.
Yes. You have to learn.
So forth and so forth.
Absolutely.
You have to learn. You have to build up to those amounts. And you have to learn how to handle those amounts, because all those amounts are different.
Yes. And it gives you just a different type of feeling.
Right.
It makes you move differently.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I share with people, from Suge to R. Kelly to Puffy, I've known them all since when Suge was bodyguard, when R. Kelly used to take me on tour, to even with Puffy Combs. Here's what I saw as a young man. Money destroys ego in young kids.
Explain.
Because when you get money, you don't respect it. You're doing all different types of things. Your mind is not right. Now, I turned out to be a very successful man in my old age. And I can understand that working hard, brick by brick, getting it, created character. When I think of old street hustlers on my block back in the day, AB, they used to drive the Lincoln Continentals, or a man who worked at the Ford Motor Company, right, in the plant. Mm-hmm. And you saw him go supervisor, he putting all those hours in. But then you see his Cadillac. You see him on Sunday going to church. Well-dressed, got his woman, kids, everybody's looking good. He earned that. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want people to understand. Don't try to get everything in your 20s and 30s. And we talked about this before. Most millionaires are in their 50s and 60s.
True.
Most men is in their 50s and 60s. In today's world, you get your credit good. Got to understand credit, because the system is to hold people back. Do you agree?
Yeah.
When they created the credit score thing. It's the whole people because before 1980, if you had the money in your bank account, if you had a good reputation, you could buy a home or a car. But people don't know that the FICO score was created to hold people back because they came up with this imaginary number, right? This imaginary separation you from the rich and the poor. But you got money, but your credit might be messed up.
True.
And then they sell your information.
Yeah.
And they make about over $16 billion a year.
I sent you this video. I don't know if you watched it or not.
Okay.
I watched it. It was a little mini documentary about men and women who still have to work in their 80s.
I seen that.
To pay their bills.
Yes.
Not because they want to.
Yes.
Not because they're bored and they want to get out the house. Because their Social Security does not cover their living expenses.
Yes.
They've made bad decisions along the way.
Yes.
There was this one guy who cleared out his 401k early in life. So by the time he reached his 80s, he had nothing. He said he'd wake up in the middle of the night screaming, "What did I do?" Like that type of thing.
Yes.
People that go to the grocery store at 85 years old and just look for the cheapest protein, meat, or chicken they could buy that day because they never go out to eat. They have canned goods, and this is how they get by in their little studio apartments.
Well, it also gets deeper than that. So you got to understand the system of America, right? The word inflation is to scare people. This is how the government has set everybody up. Inflation, prices is high. I can't afford it. But the elites are getting paid.
Yeah.
Don't think this shit coming down. This is all designed.
Yeah, I'm not worried about inflation.
No, it's not about you. It's about our listeners because they are in a fucked up situation. So we got to put our people who are watching us in better situations because the way they run in this country is that they're really trying to separate. And it's not that they trying to do it on purpose. They're raising the prices higher, but the wages are not matching how things are rising.
Right. But here is the cheat code, right? I want everyone to listen to this, especially if you're in your 20s or 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Take as much money as you can, invest it in safe avenues. S&P 500, big companies. You know, I have my money in Amazon. I have my money in Netflix.
Yes.
I have my money in Tesla.
Yes.
These are not companies that are going away.
Right.
These are all growing entities. Amazon will never go out of business in our life.
And ladies and gentlemen, let me explain to you what he just explained to you in street form. If you don't have assets, if you don't have stock, you're going to lose. Because people like us like for shit to go up.
Yeah.
Because
the stocks go up as
you
well.
already know.
Exactly.
You already know what's going on.
If you put aside as much as you can, live under your means, still live comfortable, but put aside as much as you can year after year, there's going to be a point in your life where the amount of money that you're making from your stock portfolio will be more than what you're making in your regular job.
Yes.
Your job will become a side gig at that point.
Well, here's the thing. There is no jobs now,
but your main focus at that point will be to protect your investments.
Okay.
That's going to be your main job.
Right.
I reached a point like that.
Yes.
Vlad TV is cool. I like it. I can stop doing it. My investments make more per year than what I make here.
But see, what people don't know about you, I know. One, you run your own business. When people say blackball Vlad, so say you ain't blackball because he own. This is what I'm trying to teach people about entrepreneurship. Own your own shit. And what people don't know how smart you are when we're not on this camera, when you talk about investments.
Right.
So we had talked about something before we got on the air. And this is a perfect time to bring in what I want to do for the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have seen me talk about ink file. You've seen me talk about getting your credit together. You've seen me talk about LLCs and EINs. I've been working on something, Vlad, all my friends who have seen my shows, I tell you, I've always tried to give people game on how to make money. So since we're talking about money, the opportunities are not great out here anymore. I want you to go to GovConway, GovConway. I worked out a deal with the government that people can do contract bidding. Now, everybody can't get in. You go, my link through TK Kirkland, who raised you. Go to that link, I set it all up. They have agents all over the country that'll walk you through it. And if you have the ability, the quality to take on this position or this job, we can make you an entrepreneur. So let's say, for instance, Vlad, you go into contract bidding and the government wants you to get 100 pens. Let's just use 100 pens. But you need 25,000 to get the 100 pens, but the profit is 50,000. You ready for this?
Yeah.
We loan you the money. You can't lose. So even once, now we just don't do it right away. You got to take a class for 8 weeks because we want to make sure that you are win. Ladies and gentlemen, I swear, I've been doing this entertainment thing for 40 years and I know what my purpose is in life. I made a lot of millionaires who are stand-up comedians. I made a lot of hustlers and turned them into having good jobs and good people. Go to Gov Conway, hit the link TK Kirkland who raised you. This will change your motherfucking life because they letting you off on jobs. The unemployment rate is as high as depression.
Not that high.
No, that's what I saw yesterday. It's just as high as the depression.
Okay, hold on. Let me look this up. So the current employment rate is about 4.3%.
Yes.
The depression
was 25?
25%.
25. Okay. So I read it wrong. So
six times.
Yeah. Listen,
Right.
I fucked up on that. But still.
It's all good.
Yeah,
all
still
good.
the job rate is bad. Please go to Gov Conway, put in TK Kirkland who raised you. We have agents set up all over the country to help you, walk you through this, and I wish you luck. And I'll be talking this forever on every platform because I want people to win, and you'll be your own boss, and that's the key.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the key.
Well, you did an interview on a podcast in Philly.
Vlad is on his
I catch
shit.
everything.
Yes, I love
catch
it.
everything. And you made some comments about Muslims.
Yes.
So tell me the comments first.
So here's what happened, Vlad. The gentleman that I'm doing an interview with in Philly is my friends. Something happened prior to that clip that, to me, he didn't follow the Muslim, to me, standard. That's just to me. When the clip was running, I said, yo, no, you're not. And the world made it seem, they took it personal. They made it seem like I was talking to them where I was talking to a friend. I was talking to someone that I knew personally, and I gave my opinion. It just happened to be, because what we have in this world, people listen to reply, they don't listen to comprehend. People watch stuff and feel that you are actually talking to them, and they take on like it's a personal attack. And I want everybody to know in Philly who I love. I've been rolling with Philly since James Cole, since Junior Mafia back in the day. See, people don't know
The
my
real
background.
Junior Mafia.
The real
Not
Junior
the Biggie
Mafia.
Junior Mafia.
Not the Biggie.
The gangsters.
The gangsters.
Yeah.
That's how far I go back. You ask people at James Cole and TK Kirkland, they'll tell you. So the respect for Philly is on a high level. I just want anybody that's gonna watch this, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to a friend. You just happened to hear a personal conversation.
Right. Well, I watched the clip.
Yes.
So basically, he says something, well, I'm Muslim, and you said, don't tell anyone you're Muslim.
Right.
He's like, well, what do you mean? He said, and you said there's a lot of fake Muslims out there, and you're lying to yourself because I see real Muslims and how they get down
Absolutely.
all around the world.
Yes.
And you were telling him that you felt that he wasn't truly representing Islam in the way he
That's how I felt.
he
Yes.
personally was acting.
Yes. Because
You're not telling the whole world to stop being Muslims and Muslims are fake.
Not at all.
You were talking specifically to him,
specific to him.
but it turned into a thing.
It turned into a thing.
Right.
Because he's a personal friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I got to say, to protect myself, he had some sleazy, fucked up girl in the room before I had to ask her to leave. Because she was so fucked up looking, I couldn't believe it. And I was not going to allow her to stay in our interview. So when he said that on air, I was like, oh no. Because I've been around them. I have a lady I go to in Harlem to pick up some things. To this day, and I've known her over 20 years, I've never been able to shake her hand. I've never been able to, she's Muslim.
Oh, so Muslims, I know Jews do that. Like Hasidic Jews, a man cannot shake a woman's hand or touch a
I didn't
woman
know that.
who isn't married to that man.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I like those kind of rules.
Yeah, it gets
Like,
a little,
I really
gets a little
do.
weird sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah, I like that because I believe that it leaves no room for bullshit, no room for what's the word I'm looking for? Negativity or confusion.
Right.
So
No gray area there.
No gray area.
I ain't touching you.
I ain't
The
touching
end.
you. Even at some of my shows, and Muslims come to my shows, beautiful Muslim women, and I take pictures at the show and give roses. A couple ladies was coming out that was Muslim. You know how I shake hands?
Yeah.
I told them I understood. I said, matter of fact, I respect that. They wouldn't let me they wouldn't take a rose. They say, oh, you forgot you hilarious, though. I said, thank you. But no disrespect to the brothers and sisters in Philly. It's just that what they saw, they didn't control their emotions. They just took off.
Yeah. One of the rappers out of Philly, Quilly, said you're banned from Philadelphia.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, like he has no idea who the hell
You might as well just cancel your flights because TSA has been notified.
Right,
that you cannot come
like,
to
who
Philly
the hell
anymore.
gonna tell another grown man he's banned?
From a major city.
From a major city. Like they think a young man is a child. And no disrespect to the gentleman or anybody that might have felt slighted. What I see being an older person is that you took something that you didn't know the true understanding. You saw a video, you gave your opinion. And what I want to say to anybody that might have been upset, you gotta grow up and be a man. Gotta control your emotions. You gotta say to yourself, you know what? I wasn't in the room. I don't know what transpired between these two gentlemen. That could be his friend. I don't know. And people jump into people's situations not having knowledge of what is going on. And especially if they just saw the clip. I don't know what the rest of the video looked like prior to that, right? But especially if they saw the whole interview, it's a difference. And I didn't want to put his business out there about the trashy female that he had. She was trash, and I have to do it to protect myself because I want people to know why I did it. And that's what happened. So to the fans of Philly, I've been rocking with y'all before most of y'all was born. I've go to Philly since 1983, 84, young men.
Well, speaking of Muslims, you didn't perform in Saudi Arabia, did you?
No.
Okay, were you asked?
No.
Okay, I'm actually surprised because I saw a lot of comedians that are not at your stature performing.
Yeah, I saw a lot, but when you don't have an agent, sometimes they can't get to you.
Oh, okay.
See, I don't have an agent. So I do everything on my own or is based on relationships. And I've done pretty well for myself.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you're not complaining. But for example, Ari Spears, he performed there.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he said that it was the most he's ever gotten for a gig in his life. Was this the most money you ever made off a single show?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it more than twice you've ever made for a single show?
We're going to stop at the first question.
Okay, so how was it?
So it was a chance for me to experience another culture, another part of the world, somewhere I'd never been. I was looking forward to flying in the $30,000 first class Emirates.
Oh, they gave you first class Emirates?
Come on, man.
I've done Coach Emirates, which is spectacular.
Coach Emirates is first class.
No. Did I say Coach? No, I meant business class. I did business class Emirates.
Business class is first class American Airlines.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And they flew him out on Emirates first class.
Yes.
It's like a $30,000 plane ticket.
Right. Yeah, those guys got money.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be in Dubai in January on some business, but not far as the comedy show, no.
Okay.
It's okay.
Well, it was a hell of a comedy show.
Yeah, hell of a comedy show.
Yeah, I'd heard that
And he's a perfect comedian for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, perfect comedian.
No, I heard Chappelle and Kevin Hart got like $5 million each.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. That's good money.
Yeah.
That's good money.
Yeah, and it's funny though because Chappelle, I guess on stage he goes, "Oh, I feel like I could speak more freely here than in America," and everyone's like, "No, you can't."
Yeah. When I'm overseas, I really act like I'm on probation in their country because I know how to act. I've been on probation so long in America that when I go overseas, I ain't gonna argue with no one. I ain't gonna put myself in a situation to have any type of misunderstanding because misunderstanding is all it is. One misunderstanding can fuck up your life.
Oh, yeah. Right. So, for example, right, this is actually just a great example of what we're talking about in a very left field kind of topic. There is a adult actress named Bonnie Blue.
Yes.
Her claim to fame is she slept with over 1,000 men.
Okay.
In one episode.
Wow.
It was like, like this big
yeah
gangbang situation. So she decided to go to Indonesia and do this kind of like sex bus sort of thing where she pulls over and gives head to guys and all that type of stuff. Arrested, facing up to 15 years.
Yep.
Indonesia. They don't play that over there.
You better read.
So it's a very strict Muslim country. In fact, I believe Indonesia is has the most Muslims in the world in any one particular country.
And what year did this happen?
Oh, just recently.
Man.
Just recently.
I got to talk about that in my stand-up.
15 years.
15 years or longer. But maybe she can give the judge head. She could be that good. Like, case dismissed.
Case dismissed.
Yeah, listen, I think we talked about this over the 10 years we've been together. When you go out this country.
Yeah, don't mess around. You're not in America. Your rights don't apply.
It don't apply, baby.
Don't apply.
And I don't see nobody coming to save her.
No.
Not for nothing like
that.
No,
Trump ain't going to say nothing.
Nah,
you're not
for
Brittany
that.
Griner.
Nah, you're not for that.
Nah.
15 years.
Yeah.
What are you in jail for?
Giving head.
Giving head. That's embarrassing. God bless you, sister. I wish you the best.
I just did a very controversial interview with the father of Queso. Now, this is a very interesting situation. So this is all happening in Jacksonville, Florida. There's a whole rap beef that's going on between Young and Ace's crew and Fulio's crew, and there's shootings and smoking, of the dead and the lyrics and everything else like that. So what had happened was Queso, his 2 sons, his nephew, and 2 other people, 6 people total in the car, were, and his stepson as well, were leaving a strip club where one of his stepsons was performing at. 2 carloads of people pull up, they open fire. Damn. Everyone in the car gets hit. His stepson ends up getting killed. His nephew ends up in a wheelchair. One of his sons gets shot in the head 3 times, goes into a coma, survives. And everyone else in the car gets shot 7 or 8 times. He gets shot in the back himself, ends up driving to the ambulance, manages to save everyone who he could save. One person dies, of course. So in the aftermath of this situation, his son ends up killing somebody. A guy who did a diss song about the situation, not even someone who was involved in it, ends up killing somebody. And as his son and the other guys involved end up fleeing the scene, 2 of the guys end up going to an old white woman's house and taking her hostage. So they call the father, Abdul Robinson, Queso's dad, and said, hey, come pick us up, without giving a background as to why he's coming. He shows up, they hop in the car and then tell him, we just had a home invasion hostage situation and we just killed somebody. So he has to make a choice at this point, and he tries to help them get away. He switches cars, takes their clothes, gives them some money and so forth. One of the guys, the driver, the getaway driver, ends up getting arrested and cooperating against everybody. So now his 2 sons and all these other guys are now charged with murder, and he's charged with murder after the fact, an accessory after the fact to first-degree murder. He ultimately ends up testifying against his own son and takes the stand and points his son out. Oh, this video, yes, this looks like my son in the mask. This is a sweatsuit that he wears. Yes, he had beef with these guys and so forth. The son ends up getting life without parole. He ends up getting time served. He was sitting in jail for about 4 years. And I did his first interview.
The son got time served?
No, the son got life without parole.
Okay, but the dad got time served.
The dad got time served. So he's out now.
Wow, man.
And he did his first interview with me.
What a horrible fucking story.
Yeah. Now, I talked about what I would do in this situation. Your son calls you up, said, Dad, come pick me up. I need some help. You show up and he hops in the car and says, there's a hostage in that house and we just killed somebody. What do you do at that moment?
Man.
There's no right answer, by the way. It's just all wrong answers.
All wrong answers.
It's all bad. Every option is a bad option.
Every option. Because I think about, when you said it, when you talk, I think about my mother. God bless her. And she used to always say, Terrence, if you get in trouble, I'm telling. My mom ain't playing. My mom ain't playing. And I'm gonna do exactly how she said, motherfucker, you get in trouble and you get into the police, I'm telling. That's my mother. She wasn't playing that shit. When I think about my children, and I love them dearly, and I know people say they'll die for their kids and do certain things. I think it's based on the character of your child, too. Like if your child has never been in trouble.
Oh, no, his kids have been in trouble.
Yeah.
What had happened was from 29 to 40, he got locked up for drugs.
Yes,
But what I'm saying is, he comes out, his kids are all wild in the streets.
Yeah.
Are all shooting at each other,
That's different.
gangsters doing drugs.
Yeah, I'm telling on a motherfucker like that. But a good kid that might have got into
This was not that.
Yeah, this was not that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling on all the
One
motherfuckers.
of his kids' name is Crazy K.
Yeah, god
Right?
damn.
That's the name.
And be careful how you name your children, because that's how they turn out.
Right.
Yeah, man, God
Right.
bless him, though. I wish you the best, sir.
Look, I asked him, I said, at the moment they jumped in the car and told you what happened, why did you not say, let's go turn yourself in? I'll get you a lawyer. With the lawyer, you'll turn yourself in and we'll try to minimize the damage. He said I wasn't going to tell him to do that. He said that just wasn't me.
Yeah, in that situation, when you're in the streets or you in the black neighborhoods, the first thing is not that you want to be gangster, you just want to be down with your friends or family, and you think it's the right thing to do. You've been in jail before, right?
Yeah, a couple of days here and there.
Everybody, I want you to listen, and I think me and you discussed this over the last 10 years as well. You think all these answers is right until you hear that motherfucker cell lock. You hear the
Clunk.
That is the sound that I don't wish nobody to hear.
Yeah.
No matter how tough you think you are, when you hear that sound, it's over.
Look, I love my kids, but if they jumped in that car and they told me what they just did, I would say, look, we have two choices. I'll call my lawyer, I'm gonna go to his office, he's gonna call the police, and he's gonna help.
And how old was
turn
he
himself-
when he did this? That makes a difference too.
Around 49,
He's still kind of young.
almost 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
40s is still,
Yeah,
you're
about
still on
49.
some foolish shit.
Yeah, maybe 40, maybe 47, because
Yeah.
it's been a few years. since
40
that.
something, you still full
Yeah.
of shit. If that had happened in his 50s, he'd have made the right decision.
Look, my kids jump in my car. These are the two choices. I'll get you the best lawyer I can afford.
Yeah.
And I know some big lawyers.
Yes.
Right. I know the top criminal lawyers. I will pay for one of those lawyers.
Yes.
And they will give the best defense they could possibly give you, get you the best plea deal if that's what it comes down to, or you can get out of the car.
Or get the fuck
Or
out
get
the
out of
car.
my car.
Damn right.
Because I'm not driving off to become an accessory to a murder and a hostage kidnapping.
Now, did they actually catch them in the car?
No.
Oh, so they actually did
They actually
get
got away.
and they
But
found out later.
But they caught the getaway driver, and he ended up cooperating against everybody.
Okay.
So
Damn.
eventually everyone got arrested. Everyone got arrested. Yeah, I am not going to be an accessory to murder for anybody.
No, sir.
Even my kids.
No, not
even
murder.
my kids.
Murder.
Not if I have a choice. And that's the whole thing. At that very moment, if he would have said, you guys need to get out of the car, find someone else to help you get away, or we can go to a lawyer. No accessory.
No accessory.
No charges.
No charge.
No nothing.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Right? And here's the thing, right? So we talked about the justification for taking a stand against your own son. He said a couple of things that were interesting. He said, number one, he had two young kids. Like he had like 1 and 2 year olds that he felt he needed to raise.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was locked up, he had priors. He was facing 30 years.
Wow.
right?
Yeah. Everybody got a number.
At 50 years old, that's life,
Yes.
right?
Yes. It's
You're,
life.
you're likely going to die in
Yeah,
prison.
you're going to die.
Right. So he felt he had 2 young kids. But the other reason was he felt that his son should have stepped up and said, my dad didn't have anything to do with this. I'm going to take that. Because he said that, that his lawyer came to him and said, there's a plea deal on the table that if Queso, his son, takes 30 years, they'll let his dad out of the case.
Okay.
And he wouldn't
didn't do that.
He went to trial.
Fucked up.
And then lost in trial.
Okay.
And then got life without parole.
Yeah.
30 years sounds bad, but you're still in your 20s.
Yeah. Life is you ain't getting out.
It's a state case. You might be able to shave off 5, maybe 10 years. Some laws might change, this, that, and the third. Some people might change their testimony. You could, Big Meech and Southwest T got 30 years.
Yes.
They're all out.
They're all out.
They're all out right now.
Living their life.
Life without parole.
It's
life
done.
without parole is life without parole.
Yep.
In Florida?
Yes.
In Florida. Forget about it. You're going to stay there.
You're going to stay there.
It's a messed up situation.
It is.
And everyone's calling him a rat and, no, I would never do this.
Because of education. See, again, when people are poorly educated, they think that's being a rat. But people would rather for you to go to jail and pretend, but if they was in the same situation, they would have said it. They would have told. Everybody is this tough motherfucker.
Yeah.
Or think they got the right answer when it comes to the street shit. Until it's you.
Right.
Until it's you facing 30, 50
it's easy
fucking
to
years.
say what you're going to say on social media. That's the easiest thing in the world, to say what you would have done in that situation.
Absolutely.
And then you go back and watch Netflix and eat some popcorn.
Absolutely.
30 years,
30
you're already in a cell for a few years. He was locked up for like 3-4 years.
And you're in your 50.
And you're in your 50s.
Shit.
Yeah.
Nah. So I know nobody's gonna listen, but stop with the bullshit. What you calling people snitch and what you would have done, because I've been to trial and my hands froze. Listen to me. My hands it was summer. My hands it was like New York City, no gloves, because they was trying to get me on a probation violation.
Huh.
And the lady gave me a pass, but I had to go to trial. It wasn't because my probation officer was trying to violate me. We went to the trial, had the thing early that morning, went to lunch. I'm talking about my motherfucking hands was freezing. That's when I knew I never want to be in trouble again. And yeah, people say that shit all they want.
Well, Max B is out of prison after
that.
16 years. And I interviewed his co-defendant, Gina Conway.
Okay, yeah, I saw that too.
So some people are upset about this interview, but it was a very interesting interview.
Before you go on, why was they upset?
Well, they felt like, Max is out. Why do you want to bring all this old stuff back and so forth? There's another guy that's doing life plus 35, and this may affect his case and so forth, and blah, blah, blah,
okay.
blah.
I just wanted to know why.
So, I will break down the story for you. You'll understand why I did the interview. So, Max B, at that time, was still an up-and-coming rapper. He had just started working with Jim Jones. He wrote Ballin' for Jim Jones, but never got the proper credit for it.
Okay.
Right? So the money wasn't really there. He starts dating the stripper who works at Sin City. She ends up meeting some guy at the strip club. He takes her out, takes her shopping. He's got a duffel bag with like $30,000 in it. They go back to the Holiday Inn. I guess he wants to, do something with her, but she's not really, she's not really cool with that. So she leaves. And then she goes, meets up with Max B and says, I was with this guy. He got a lot of money and so forth. So Max, according to her, puts together a plot. He calls in his stepbrother, AKA Killer Kev.
Okay.
He sends his stepbrother and the girl to the hotel to go rob the guy.
The same girl that was just
Same
there.
girl. She knocks on the door. The guy lets her in. They go in with a gun. The guy's got a gun, duct tape, and gloves. There's a girl already in there. So the girl and the guy are in there. Kelvin tells her to duct tape everyone, tie everyone up. He pistol whips the guy. They look around. They don't find any money.
Wow.
So then they make the guy call his business partner who's down the hall. The business partner comes in. Kelvin shoots him in the head and kills him in front of everybody.
Damn.
Yeah.
And no money was never involved.
They grab whatever they can grab. They grab like a laptop, a watch, some car keys, and they run out and they leave.
Wow.
She goes on the run. She's hiding out. According to her, Max B tells the police where she's at. She gets arrested and instantly cooperates.
Damn.
Everyone gets arrested. Ultimately, she takes a plea deal. She cooperates against Max and his stepbrother. She gets 15 years. Max B gets 75 years. And the shooter, Kelvin, gets life plus 35.
So how did he get out if he got 75?
So she gets out first. She gets out after 13 years. She's been out for a couple of years now. He ends up creating, I think he appeals it, and he ends up signing a new plea deal where it's manslaughter instead of murder.
Okay.
And it ends up going down to like 20 years. And he gets out in 16.
Understand. Okay.
Right? He was not there.
Damn.
Right. Max was considered the mastermind, but he was not actually physically there.
Okay.
He didn't pull the trigger. He didn't do whatever.
Yes.
But ultimately, he took the plea deal. Now he's out.
Okay.
What do you think of this story?
It goes just to show you the choices in life, right? When you think, I've been through some things, you think your shit is bad till you hear other people's stories. And you go, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, some things that we talked about would have just shook me to my boots because there's some grimy shit out here in the world. Yeah. And that's why you got to be careful of your surroundings. On one side, to young men, you got to be careful of your thoughts because I think we're getting through to them, but every day we turn on the news, there's a young man or woman still doing something stupid to fuck up their life.
And here's the interesting part, right? Because I talked to her about this and we discussed it. According to her, things were just moving out of her control.
Mm-hmm.
She goes and tells her boyfriend, I was out with this rich guy. He calls this guy over who's scary. He's got a gun, doesn't talk. Pulls out a gun. She thinks that he's going to shoot her. They go in, rob the place. He's telling her what to do. And she's saying, she's tying up the girl, saying, listen, I'm scared too. Let's just go along with it so we can just get out of this alive. Next thing you know, there's a murder that happens in front of you. You have a choice to go to the police and say, this is what happened.
Yes.
I was forced to go here. I was scared of the guy who had the gun. He forced me to tie everyone up. We grabbed what we can grab. Here's all the stuff. It's useless. It's worthless. It's like a couple $100 worth of crap.
Right.
No one's winning out of this. I'm willing to cooperate against everyone right now. She could have potentially gotten probation or
absolutely
a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, she definitely got
Here's
probation.
A couple of years.
Yes, easy.
She ended up doing 15 years. Well, no, she got 15, did 13.
Yeah, that's sad.
Her whole 30s, from like 29 to like 31,
Man.
32, completely gone, women's prison.
And to the men and women, share this with someone when you hear Vlad talk about this. Share it with somebody else that you could probably say they life, because at the end of the day, a lot of women do go to prison for men.
Yeah, 100%.
They go to prison.
I don't think this was her plan.
No, it doesn't even.
It doesn't sound like it. She was a
female
20-something.
Never pull that together.
A 20-something-year-old stripper. I don't see her being the mastermind.
No,
and honestly, like when you watch the interview, I'm thinking she might be on the spectrum a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way she speaks, I feel like she was taken advantage of a little bit.
Okay.
That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I can see what you're saying.
But to keep going along with this plan of like, okay, because she got the stolen items and she goes to this one guy's house and then he's, okay, take it to my sister-in-law. So that was the problem, that she's taking stolen property from location to location. She's now part of the robbery.
Yes, and there's nothing.
There's nothing.
I do that shit out the car.
Nothing.
Can't do nothing with none of this.
Yeah, fuck all this. I don't want this.
And left town.
Left town.
But everybody, listen, I've been in trouble. We all been in trouble. Nobody is perfect. But what we can tell you, and that's why you gotta listen to your elders. In this country, elders are not respected the way they should be. Listen to your elders. Because y'all say some stupid shit. I'm 20 years old and I probably know more than the person that's fucking 50. Like I hate hearing this stupid shit. Your elders are there to guide you. Listen to them.
Look. I remember when I posted this one dude, I'm not going to mention his name.
Yes.
He's such a bozo. But he's like, yo, how's Vlad going to put something like this out when Kelvin is fighting for his life to get an appeal? I said, this motherfucker shot someone in the head in front of 3 witnesses who cooperated.
Absolutely.
Surveillance footage puts him at the location.
Yes.
There's no appeal.
There's
You're
no
not
appeal.
getting out.
No.
You're not getting out.
Not getting out.
I spoke to him on the phone.
Yeah.
Because he called me from jail. Yeah. And he's like, oh, I want to do an interview. I said, well, are you maintaining your innocence or do you want to talk about it? He goes, oh, no, I'm maintaining my innocence. I said, well, I don't really know what we're going to talk about then. So, I'll speak to your lawyer and see what we can discuss.
Right.
But what are you going to say? You weren't the shooter? Who was the shooter? Everyone in the room said you're the shooter. Because there's 3 witnesses.
What you saying? See, I've been watching Vlad TV for 10 years. And I read some of the comments. When I first read the comments, I thought people were comedians.
Well, there's a fake TK Kirkland that was around for a while, remember?
Yeah. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know what happened
We got
to
to bring
him.
him back.
Yeah. And the response is, Vlad, I said, oh, these motherfuckers is funny. Then I come to realize people really think the way they are commenting on all these different posts around the country, right? And I'm like, yo, I see it. Most people are poorly educated or not socially aware and think they can just say anything. And I want you people to know you sound ignorant. I don't know if anybody's ever told you, I don't know what kind of friends you have.
Yeah.
But your education level is hard because you don't have fucking common sense.
Well, right, because everything we talked about in this interview was said on the stand.
Yes.
Right? And on top of it, I don't want this guy out.
No, you're a decent citizen.
Someone who shoots someone in the head over a few $1,000s shouldn't really be out here in the street.
And let me explain to you what he's saying too, ladies and gentlemen. The goal, and that's why we talked about the Gov Conway, we talk about money, we talk about inflation. Our goal here is to make people see, if you're complaining about life, you're poor. This is how I fucking feel.
Right.
I'm being honest.
No, that's true, yeah.
Our goal is to get people to be part of the 1%.
Yeah.
Now, being part of 1% is we don't want people that can walk down the street and shoot a motherfucking head. Now, I come off the streets, but where I'm at today, I don't want that type of person on the street or around me. And I want these people to stop saying that because the same person could shoot. If you're saying that, oh, fuck that, then it can actually happen to you, or you could be that person that could hurt somebody else. Now you fucked up your children's life, your mother who's in her 60s, 70s, who you might give her a stroke because you made a bad decision over what? Everybody mind your fucking business, do the right thing in life, and we got to stop trying to rob people, trying to stop hurting people because there's no win. And what we say before, no matter how tough you think you are, they got a place for you. Either jail or the ground.
Yeah.
They got a place for you. I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now listen, to kill someone in a hotel room with multiple witnesses over a couple $1,000s, an amount of money
Couple
that
thousand.
you got to split 3 ways.
Couple thousand.
What level of logic leads up to that particular situation?
And I share your logic with the world, who for people who don't see the interview, when you talk about us, when back in the day we used to sell keys for a 6% markup.
Exactly.
Do you know when I say that to people, the look on their faces is blown away?
Yeah.
Because no one never took the time
Do the math.
to do the math.
Yes.
And I want you to know, Vlad, I share that with people because it changes their thought, the way they see things. Like, oh shit, that do make sense.
Look, the thing about every successful business person that I know, they had to fail at a lot of different businesses
Yes.
to get to where they are.
Yes, true.
I had a staffing company. I did mixtapes. I did DVDs. A lot of things went into finally, doing well with Vlad TV.
Mm-hmm.
I failed more than most people tried.
Wow.
Yeah, I failed more than most people tried.
Okay.
And that's what got to that point. So there's no shame in saying, hey, I'm doing this, but it's not working. Let's just put it aside.
Yes.
Let's put it aside. Okay, I was robbing people. I kept going to jail. Okay, this doesn't work.
That means you're not good at what you're doing.
You're not good at it.
You're not good.
If
you getting caught, you're not
right.
good.
Right. Yeah. I sold, I bought a kilo of cocaine. I got ripped off. I was done in the drug game.
Right.
That's it. I'm done. That's it. I suck at this. I am the world's worst drug dealer.
Okay.
Let me go back to my civilian life again, take my losses and learn my lessons. I'm okay with that. But I could have been, oh, fuck that. I'm gonna re-up and get another kilo, and I'm gonna get it right this time. But then I end up in jail.
And then you get, now let's just go deeper. We realize what the government put it here to set you up anyway.
There you have
so
it.
you're gonna lose on the 6% markup.
They can do 6 years.
Right, or you're gonna go to jail, or you're gonna die.
Right.
Oh man, the government code them motherfucker. That's why people gotta read and upgrade their education level about society, the government, and understand it's a trap.
Yep.
This is a trap.
Well, speaking of money, I made a tweet recently, and I posted on Instagram also. It was somewhat viral. I have a back-end system that keeps track of all my expenses and profits and everything else like that. And I realized that day that since 2020, which is when I started tracking all this, I have paid over $1 million in appearance fees.
That's awesome.
For people like yourself.
Yes, sir. I saw that, and thank you.
I mean, it's true. People are like, oh, I want to see a financial... Man, you're not going to see nothing.
Wait. Somebody said what?
Oh, we want to see a financial statement to prove it. Man, listen, why would I make this up?
But why would somebody even say that? This is what I'm trying to say about boundaries.
Right.
Who the fuck is someone to
actually... my bank account?
What the fuck?
No, listen.
Wait. I can't let you go.
Okay.
Somebody literally says, show you?
Yeah.
Show me?
Show me, yeah. Show me the bank statement. We don't believe you. Okay, listen. We're talking about over 5 years. Now, also, not everyone gets paid.
No, everybody doesn't get paid.
Most people actually do interviews for free.
Yes.
So the money is concentrated with certain people.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Obviously, Boosie gets a lot.
Yes.
Tekashi 6ix9ine gets a lot.
TK
Kirkland gets a lot and so forth. But not everyone gets paid. So this money doesn't go to everybody, but it does go to certain people. And to me, it's like, people like to call me a culture vulture.
Yes.
People say this, oh yeah, Vlad just exploits people and he doesn't give back or whatever. Most of these platforms don't pay anybody.
They don't. But I make sure when I go do interviews and they want me, I tell them in a minute how much you got.
Yeah.
My time is motherfucking valuable.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm capable of doing.
Well, right, because here's the thing. Everyone wants to get paid. We get a call from some guy who's just getting out of prison and he wants $50,000. And it's like, no one's paying you this.
Right.
Right. No one's paying you this. Right. But the reality is that it became a business decision. Once the pandemic hit, and I saw people like yourself, like Lunel, and we've talked about this on the air. This is not a personal conversation.
Yes.
That suddenly couldn't tour anymore.
Yes.
And, Lunel actually got hit hard because she had not been prepared for this. I'm like, yo, let me start paying some of my regular guests to help them out. And then it's like, oh, this is actually mutually beneficial.
Well,
now,
it's a good feeling, Vlad.
It's a great feeling.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah.
And you was paying me way before the pandemic, just FYI.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
You're a man's man. Because what you're saying to talent, I'm not going to waste your time. You worked hard to become the person that you are.
Right.
I see it. I'm benefiting.
Yes.
And I'm not going to take advantage of you.
Correct.
And my blessings come. And if you hear all the stuff that he got coming, listen to me. When you hear, I'm not going to say it. Yeah. When you hear all the shit he got coming,
got a few things coming.
And what people need to understand, when you put into the pot, and you look out for people, whether you think it's going to come tomorrow or next week But sometimes it might take 10, 15, 20 years, but it does come. And I want you to know his success.
Yeah, and it allowed me to take certain personal relationships that I had with people, and now we bring business into those relationships.
Yes.
So not only are we friends, but now we make money together.
Yes.
I'm not paying people because I can't get anyone else on my show. I'm paying people because these people actually bring the views, and these interviews are profitable.
Absolutely.
So, and I look at the numbers, and, me and you have adjusted over time. It's like, okay, the numbers are here.
Because he will adjust.
He will adjust.
Vlad will adjust with your ass. TK,
right.
you're falling off. TK, God damn it, you're falling
It'll
off.
always be fair, though.
Yeah, always
I'll
fair.
always explain it to you, and
Always
we'll
fair.
come to a cool conclusion. Yeah. And that's the whole thing. It's like, I'm not just expecting you to just keep coming over and over again because of our relationship. Your time is valuable. My time is valuable. I'm not going to do an interview and pay you an amount that I'm not going to make back.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was,
yeah.
people
But
know
that
my back and
showed
forth.
me the brilliance of you as well.
Yeah. I mean, because look, people remember my back and forth with Marlon. Marlon wanted 40,000 up front plus
Nobody
30%.
gets that.
Well, listen, I paid Tekashi the most I ever paid anybody.
Okay.
I'm not going to say how much it is.
Yes, I understand.
But that became the biggest interview of the year.
Yes.
17 million views.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Marlon can't do that.
No, exactly.
No offense to
No
Marlon.
disrespect to him.
He's a legendary Hollywood figure.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he just doesn't pull in those types of numbers.
Right.
And you could see based on all of the interviews that he didn't do that. That's why people get paid based on what they bring.
Absolutely.
And that's that. It's really that simple. It's not personal. It's not whatever. I took it a little overly personal. I get that way sometimes.
Businessman.
But at the end of the day, that's what it is. And I feel like a lot of people, and this is the thing, when me and Birdman spoke for the first time, the first thing he said was, man, I never thought about people paying for interviews, but you were the first person I saw to do that, and you created a whole business when one didn't exist anymore.
Yes.
And now people are supporting themselves with appearance fees from doing interviews. He's like, yo, that was brilliant. And this is one of the most brilliant minds in music telling me this. Right now, I finally got to meet him at the NBA YoungBoy show.
Okay, right.
Clip, we hugged it out. He's like, oh, is that who I think it is?
Yes.
Yeah,
love Baby.
Man, I love Baby.
That's my man.
But that's the whole thing. I feel that up until the point that I started doing it, it was a taboo topic. No one was supposed to pay. Everyone was supposed to do interviews for free. None of the radio stations paid, everything else like that. I did that, and I publicly said I'm doing it. Now everybody does it. Yes. And now people are supporting themselves.
And I appreciate it.
And the money is flowing, and not only are the bloggers making money, but the guests are making
Everybody's
money.
doing, And I tell people when they get into business, I said, Vlad teaches classes and all that. I tell them to study you.
Yeah, the VladTV YouTube Masterclass.
Yeah, study Vlad, and Vlad will show you the game. Because I tell people, don't get into this business just to get in it.
Yeah.
Some people just want to say they got a podcast.
Right.
No, get in it to get the money because the money is there.
Well, one of my viewers, Mel Santana, asked an interesting question. He said, how much can a comedian make when they're first starting out?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Again, relationships. Because if you got somebody who really cares about you, but you're not that funny, he's going to pay you more than what you're worth.
Okay.
Then what happened in this game, in the podcast world, people who've been in the game maybe 6 months, 2 years, they think they're supposed to get a lot of money when they're on a real comedy tour. And the Live Nations, the CAAs, and these major companies are not going to pay you what you think you are supposed to get because maybe some club in the hood paid you a certain amount of money and you thought you was that motherfucker. It don't work like that in the real world. So when we started out, we was getting $20. But we didn't know where this was going to go. So it made it take some people 20, 30 years to start making real money compared to some of the comedians now who might be getting 20, 30,000. But that's just the way of the world, right? It's like, to me, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, to me, some of the most phenomenal ball players, Michael Jordan. But these kids today in the NBA, the kind of money that they make, will walk circles around.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down. Not even close. It's embarrassing to know Michael Jordan's getting $5 million a year. And these guys are getting 75, 80 million a year.
Yeah.
It's insane. But that's the world, the way
That's how it is.
It is.
It's a bigger game now. There's more
Game's
eyeballs.
changed.
It's more international.
changed.
There's now the internet.
But
there's
if you go to
streaming.
government Conway
Yeah.
and put in TK Kirkland, who raised you, I'll make you an entrepreneur. I'm just throwing that in there, Vlad.
Throw it in there. Did you watch the Eddie Murphy documentary?
I saw it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Especially they didn't mention me. We had a situation.
Okay, that situation.
And being 19, 20 years old and being 60-something now is embarrassing. Being what I've become. And looking back at that young man who didn't really mean any harm. He just did a stupid thing. And to see Mr. Murphy do his thing, and I'm happy for him. Just a great interview, but I knew all this stuff already.
Yeah, I will say, as a documentarian, the big problem I had with that documentary was that you could really tell a difference in a documentary that was done by the person as opposed to a third party.
Explain.
For example, the whole picking up of the trans woman episode.
Was in there?
Was not mentioned.
No, that was not mentioned.
No.
I like where you're going.
He wasn't going to talk about that.
He sure
Because it's
wasn't.
his documentary.
His documentary.
He is the, he owns it, I'm sure.
Yes.
He signed a
Yes.
deal. He gets final cut
Yes.
on it.
Yes.
He's not going to talk about.
Yes. And,
You know-
and I'm glad that you brought it up in a sense. I mean, not to hurt anybody.
No.
Because
No.
if it was me, when people talk about me, they bring up all my bad shit, right? But there's certain people, you pretend that motherfucker never did nothing. You know damn well what the fuck he did.
Eddie's got some stories and some rumors and so forth that I
Yes.
think a real, filmmaker would have tackled.
Absolutely.
And Eddie would have been happy about it, but that's just how it goes when you're a public figure and people could do
I agree.
documentaries about you.
I agree.
That was the only disappointment. But other than that, seeing Eddie talk about himself and his history and his journey was amazing. Was amazing.
Give me an example. When I was hanging with Eddie and them back in the day, we used to go to this club on Sunset Boulevard called Carlos and Charlie's. One of the greatest fucking clubs that you could ever go to in the early 80s. And Eddie was just a guy who had a style about him that was so fucking phenomenal. Because unless you was there with me, you think everybody else that you see today as a comedian is a great comedian. Not talking about the jokes. A star is a person that when they walk in a room, they have an element about them, right?
Yeah, he's a rock star. He was the first
He was a fucking
comedy rock star.
And I was there, right beside him.
Him or Richard Pryor? Who was the first comedy rock star?
Oh no, Eddie Murphy's a rock star.
Yeah.
Rich Pryor was just a comedian.
Okay, all right.
This
I would actually agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a fact.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy was a rock star.
Yeah.
And hanging with him, living the way he was living, just a normal guy. Nothing fancy, nothing special. But it also inspired me. Because when our situation happened, I wasn't a comedian.
Oh.
Was not a comedian.
You were
at that
just
time.
there.
I was just there. I had nice cars. And one night I had a house on Parthenia Avenue, 2 doors down from Richard Pryor. This was a comedian now. I'm driving down, I go from Northridge to Sunset, and I see this amazing club, Rolls Royces. I pull in there like I belong, Vlad. Keenan Ivy Wayans walks up to the car. I had a 66 suicide door Impala.
Oh, okay.
He says, yo, that's a bad motherfucking car. My name is Keenan Ivy Wayans. Shake his hand. He takes me into the club. When we go in the club, Prince is in there with the bodyguard, with the fur on the furry thing. L.A. Reid from Babyface and all them.
Yeah.
This when they was that group.
Right.
They was there, Tina Marie, Rick James. All was in there.
Wow.
I get invited because I'm buying bottles, but I'm being TK. And the rest is sister. We go to Doheny, because Eddie had a friend named Derek. Derek is the guy in the documentary had the Michael Jackson outfit on when he was walking down the street, and he was also in Beverly Hills Cop.
Right. Yeah.
So Derek, all of us was all good associates. And going up on Doheny Boulevard, that's where Eddie had the house while he was filming Beverly Hills Cop. And I want the world to know he treated me so good. Everybody treated me so good. It's just that I made a childish mistake and did what I did. But I'm gonna tell you how I knew I was a fly motherfucker though. Cause I was fucking the same women Eddie was fucking when he was young. I was pulling bitches. Now Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
My mouthpiece was so cold that I was fucking some of the baddest women in the world. And really I was doing it before I met Eddie. And then to come to find out that me and Eddie Murphy were born on the same day and year.
Oh, got the same age.
We're the same age.
Wow. Okay.
I just tell people I'm 66, and let me tell you why. It's a whole long story. Everybody in my family died before I was 40 years old. My dad died at 35. My oldest brother died at 35. My youngest brother died at 42. And my mom died at 58. So I'm a man who believes in you put it out in the universe, it's gonna come true. So I always gave myself an extra year. So if I was 61, I was saying I was 62. Somewhere between then and now, I got up 2 years. Somewhere between there, I got up 2 more. So I started saying I was 66, but I'm really 64.
Okay.
And I said, fuck it. I'm just gonna leave it there. So why not add on 2 more years if that's the case? So everybody, I'm really 64, born April 3rd, 1961. And that's the reason why I came up with adding extra years, because I wanted to put that into existence. I love this life. I want to live good. I want to live long. And it also gives me the strength and the power to just keep going. So that's my own little thing I do for me.
Well, I thought one of the cool parts about the Eddie Murphy documentary was the puppets at the end.
I thought that was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, he had
Paul Mooney,
Bill Cosby.
Yeah. The young lady, I forgot her name. She used to sing with Rick James.
Tina Marie.
No, not Tina Marie. No? The girl that was there.
Oh, in the documentary.
In the documentary.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've known her. All of us. Everybody know TK. And I want to listen. Everybody. I hope that when people who know me from way back then see what I've accomplished and go, bravo, TK. You did your motherfucking thing. Bravo.
Well, you know, this is a very little known fact. Do you know what Bill Cosby's favorite movie is?
No.
Sleeping Beauty.
Vlad. Bill Cosby. Wow.
Yeah, man, that's a cautionary tale right there, man. Would you say, okay, well, let's just take a look at this realistically. Take away all the sexual assault stuff, right? Just take it completely off the record. Would you say that Bill Cosby was a bigger entity than Eddie Murphy? Bill Cosby was Cosby Show?
Bill Cosby had, no. He had impact. He definitely had impact because he was talked about in a very, very positive way. And clean compared to raunchy is always going to win.
Right. Clean comedy, a massive TV show.
Massive. I totally agree.
He was the face of Coca-Cola.
He's the face, yeah. I totally agree.
It's
Eddie's a superstar because of just true raw talent.
Right. And of course he was a movie star.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby did a few movies, but he's really a TV show star and a comedian.
Yeah.
But
it's more money.
Yeah.
People don't understand that.
TV, right, because you're episode after
TV
episode.
Game.
Oh yeah.
Is the game.
Right.
Baby.
Plus syndication after the fact.
And
up
until
all
about
that
the
happened.
endorsements. Eddie never had endorsements.
No, one endorsed Eddie Murphy. Yeah. Bill Cosby
had
putting Coca-Cola.
Yes.
In fact, people don't remember this. When Coca-Cola introduced New Coke,
yes,
which was the biggest deal in the world at that time, Bill Cosby was the face of that commercial.
He sure was.
Now, it ended up flopping, right?
Yes.
It was the worst business decision ever.
Right.
But the fact that the biggest soda company, drink company on the planet got this guy
That's right.
to announce it to the world.
Yep.
They didn't get Eddie Murphy.
Nope.
They didn't get Richard Pryor.
Bill Cosby. He was the face.
He was the guy.
He was the face.
He was the
Just
face.
like OJ when he was running through Hertz.
No, he was bigger than OJ.
You know what I'm saying? But
Way
OJ
bigger.
had his moment.
No,
People don't
OJ had
know.
his moment.
I mean, I know OJ got a bad rep because to the kids that don't know, but we saw it when OJ used to run through the airport,
Yeah.
hopping over luggage.
Right.
And they go, there go OJ.
Yeah.
I remember that. Great moments, man. And that's why I want people to understand their legacy. Because you can be great your whole life and fuck up 1 year, and that's what they'll remember you by.
Yo, when Eddie Murphy said that he had to pay for Red Fox's funeral,
Yes.
my jaw dropped.
Yeah, I knew about that, but that is true. And I love when he said, what do these guys do with their money?
I mean,
And he said it in the documentary.
Sanford and Sons, I used to watch that show. The fact that I used to watch this guy's TV show, and it was wasn't just a one-off. It wasn't like a little special.
Yeah.
It was he had a everyday TV, once a week, whatever, that went on for a few years.
People just
And he
don't
was a
respect
very
it.
well-respected stand-up comedian, everything else like that. Eddie put him in Harlem Nights. You don't have enough money to bury yourself.
I was talking to a young lady the other day. She thinks she's a woman. This is what she said. I'm a woman, TK. And I had to be real with her. I said, bitch, you don't even have life insurance. I said, to all you motherfuckers walking around here talking about you grown, you ain't got to have life insurance, but you damn sure should have burial insurance.
Yeah.
And the younger you start is the cheapest. To be an adult, doesn't, because you have a cell phone, you're not grown. You're not grown. But every motherfucker that's breathing, 18 and older, you should have the respect for yourself to get you some life insurance or burial insurance so you don't put that fucking responsibility on your parents or friends to go get you, what's the shit they get? People?
GoFundMe?
GoFundMe
Yeah.
shit. The
As-
fuck
as
out
it
of here
is.
with that shit. People hit me all the time, TK. I don't even respond. Because that's how irritating. Because how long I've been talking about my whole life, but when I got on your show,
Yeah.
we started talking about, we've been telling people to get motherfucking insurance over 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a game,
No.
because guess what's really gonna happen? You're gonna die.
Right. Well, this is an interesting fact that I realized recently. Do you know what percentage of the world is white?
What, about 90 something?
That's what you think? The whole world. What percentage of the world is white?
I don't know. That's the best answer I can give.
11%.
Get the fuck out of here.
Swear to God. It's between like 11 to 12, 13%. Think about it. India, China, Africa. Basically no white people in any of these continents. These aren't continents, but
That's
countries.
amazing.
11%.
Because the way they got this shit, you think it was a lot of you motherfuckers.
Now, once I read that, it sort of made sense about how unequal the power structure is.
Okay.
Because, for example, because power can't exactly be measured, but for example, you look at the government in America,
Yes.
mostly white males, even though white males are not a huge percentage of American population at this
okay.
point. There are as many white people in the world, percentage-wise, as black people in America.
Damn.
Think about that.
And we're only 13% in this country, right?
13, yeah.
13%.
About the same
Yeah,
as
about the
white
same.
people in the world. Think about the Middle East, think
Yes.
about all these countries and so all the Asian countries.
So there's more blacks in the world than whites.
Let's take a look. About 15 to 16% of the world
Okay.
is black. So there's more black people than white people in the world.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Who's the most?
East Asians, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, about 20%. South Asian, about 25%. Black is about 15%. White is about 13%. Middle Eastern, about 6 or 7%. And then there's others. So
It's interesting.
when you look at all that, if you group the Asians together, it's
Yeah.
about 45%. But that includes in India
Yes,
as well.
yes.
Right, the East Asians or the Indians and so forth. I mean, sorry, the South Asians.
Okay,
The South
okay.
Asians are in. So if you count the Asians and the South Asians, you got about 45%, almost half the world's
That's
population.
amazing. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And to have the power that you motherfuckers have. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it kind of made the overall feeling about white people made a little more sense once I read that.
Now,
Because-
you mean overall? Explain. What do you mean?
Meaning that it's just an uneven amount of power for a very small group of people.
I totally agree. Because America, when you go to other countries, and then again, we stay on top of our education, the United States is one of the biggest scammers in the motherfucking world.
Right.
From creating the Fed in 1912, right? But J.P. Morgan and what they created, to them creating taxes. And the tax game's so cold, you work, they take out taxes. Then you got to eat, you pay taxes. You go shopping, you pay taxes, right? Shit is phenomenal on how they've created this shit.
Yeah, it's a hell of a scam.
Hell of a
It's a
scam.
hell of a scam. Because I just thought, when you said 80%, I didn't think it was that much, but I thought it was maybe, 40%.
Yes.
Because you look at all these Scandinavian countries,
Yes.
it's almost all white people, and you
Yes.
realize, well, yeah, you got these countries filled mostly white people, but these are not very populous countries.
Right.
It's not like India, where you got 1 billion.
I totally agree.
China, 1 billion here. It's like, they're scattered, they have populations, but most people in this world are not white.
And we run other countries.
Right.
Like when I saw the other day on the news, Trump is telling the president of Venezuela he got to get the fuck out. I said, what? He telling the president of the United States of America. It goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, how America puts certain people in power so they can be dictators to keep the country poor. The dictator becomes rich, but they go over there to get what they need from that particular country. And that's why the UK, London, America is all behind all the minerals in Africa, cobalt, and all that type of stuff, knowing that these kids are digging with their hands. But that's a whole nother story that people don't want to discuss, but it does exist. So America, cold with it, boy. That's all I could say. America will rob you, but if you do something to them, they so cold, they'll lock your ass up.
Right.
If you get, we gonna get you, but you better not fuck with us.
Right.
Oh, it's cold game.
Cold game.
Cold game.
You and Mike Epps are doing some stuff together.
Yeah, Mike Epps. What's so crazy about Mike Epps, right? He is a vision of mine that I saw before the world saw him. Because Mike was a young kid in Atlanta, and I was doing my thing back then, and I watched him, like an agent. I watched him, and then one year I came up to him and said, "Hey, why don't you come up to New York, and let's do some business together." What was so beautiful, he believed in me, and I loved that. And he came up to New York City. He put the work in, he put the grind in, and he blew up to be a very successful man. And he doesn't know that I'm very proud of him because I saw it before anybody. And to see him change his life and to do great things is phenomenal. Because like I said, only I know his personal life before he blew up. And I'm proud of you, Mike, and doing this thing. So now we're all actually, after 40 years of being in the game, because I toured with rappers mostly, Jay-Z, the Cash Money Millionaires. This is going to be my first comedy tour with other comics doing big stadiums.
Huh.
So Mike and my good friend also, TC, they made sure that nobody stood in the way of me getting this opportunity to do We the Ones tour. So ladies and gentlemen, please come check us out when we're going to tour. Tickets on sale now, Ticketmaster, and we start in February. We the Ones. Make sure you check it out. 85 South is on there. Tony Roberts, Mike Epps, myself. I'm just happy that Mike Epps and those guys came back and circled back around and made sure TK got his blessing, and
Nice.
salute to him. I think that's beautiful.
Nice. Last question before I let you go.
Yes.
You switch positions. You interview me. One of my members, CD Knowledge, asked, "Were you the inspiration for Homer Simpson?"
So, ladies and gentlemen, you didn't hear what's going on. When all this podcast shit started, my beard, the people would say, he looked like Homer Simpson. Or I was the Forrest Gump of hip hop. I was the jewel dropper, leg spreader. These are all the nicknames they got for me. And I just want to tell you, at first I used to kind of be offended by it because I move and think differently. Like I'm not really the jokester kind of guy. Like I could tell a joke on stage, but to take a joke, I'm just not built like that. And like that's why I would never do a roast.
Yeah?
Listen to me. If I was at a roast,
I'm about to do a roast on somebody.
listen to me. If I was at a roast and motherfuckers started talking about me, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to call get the gun. I'm coming back. I'm shooting every motherfucking body in the spot. Like, yo, TK can't take a joke. No, I'm just teasing, but I don't do roasts. But I tell them yes, I was the influence.
Yeah, there's actually a rapper that we all know who's having a 60th birthday party roast, and he asked me to be one of the roasters.
That's
I'm
awesome.
not going to say who it is because it hasn't been announced yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm going to be roasting somebody.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I'm looking forward to it.
No, the evolving is the word today.
Yeah.
To see what you are doing, to see how extremely happy you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you this long motherfucking time ago. I told you what was waiting for you. I told you.
Yeah, and it's been here
Yeah.
as I'm arriving to it.
I told you. I
No,
said,
you're right.
Vlad, when this is over,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No.
I saw it. I'm very seldom wrong, Vlad. Very seldom. And I'm happy for you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is comedian TK Kirkland, and this is my first interviewing the great Vlad. What's up, Vlad?
What's up,
Thank you to
TK?
the TK Kirkland Show.
Hey, TK TV, what's
Yes.
up?
So, Vlad, so listen, let's get right into it.
Mm-hmm.
I've known you for over 10 years,
Yes.
and I've seen great progress in your life.
Thank you.
Now, how do you take care of your health, for one?
Well, here's what happened. So in July, I had a physical and I had a blood test, a series of blood tests, and they told me, I think it's called like hemoglobin level or something like that. I was 57, which was pre-diabetic.
Okay.
And that scared the shit out of me.
Yes.
Because I know people that have died from diabetes. You
Yeah.
know, Irv Gotti, who I've interviewed,
Absolutely.
died from diabetes. Boosie has diabetes.
Yes.
You know, like it really, really scared me. So I asked the doctor, I need to get on medication. He goes, no, I don't think you need to get on medication, but if you lose a little bit of weight, you'll get out of that range.
Yes.
That's all I needed to hear.
Man.
I didn't take Ozempic. I said, look, if I want to, because I was around 215 or so at the
Okay.
time. So I said, listen, if I start making drastic differences in my diet and start to work out more regularly, I think I could do it naturally. So for example, I used to drink fruit juice all day long, thinking it's healthy. I had a juicer, I would make tubs of apple juice
Yes.
and grape juice and whatever else. That's all calories, that's all carbs.
That's all sugar.
So I cut all that out. I
Right.
started cutting out all the fruit juice. I stopped drinking soda. And I started counting calories. I started working out every day. Within a few months, I was down to about 205. I took another blood test. I was at 55, totally out of the
Awesome,
pre-diabetic.
man. So that 10 pounds made a difference.
Yeah, and I'm down about 200 now. So this is me at 200.
Okay. Okay.
And look, like I'm 52 years old. Every morning, an hour on the bike.
Okay.
I do 1 or 2 sets of bench press,
Yes.
a couple sets of curls. I put a pull-up bar
Yes.
in my master bathroom, so every time I walk by,
Okay.
I'm up to like 7 pull-ups now.
Man.
I know compared to some
That's
of these.
one of my. No, I can't do that.
Oh, you can't do it?
I
Okay.
want to. That's something I want to fucking learn to do.
Yeah, but you're a little heavier than me, so it's a little harder. I think.
Okay, right.
Yeah, because you know the lighter I got, the more I was able to do.
Okay.
So
but
you
they say once you start, just
Yeah.
use one at a time.
just put it in your bedroom.
okay.
Just put it on your way. You know, for me, it was between my master bedroom and my master bathroom.
Yeah.
So right there, I put a pull-up bar, and every time I walk by, I'll either do pull-up or I'll just hang there for a while.
Okay.
After a while, listen, I know these fitness influencers who could do 100 pull-ups. I'm not that.
Yeah, yeah.
But 7 pull-ups at my age
Awesome.
was great. So between working out, eating better, and really just taking it seriously, because there are no fat people in their 70s and 80s.
So true. I share that
They're
story
all
with a lot
dead.
of people. They all dead.
They're all dead. All our favorite rappers who had big or fat in their names
Yes.
have all passed away.
So Vlad, happiness.
Yes.
Me and you talk about this a lot.
All the time.
I seen when you was getting heavy. I seen when you was, I could look at your skin and tell when you were stressed.
Mm-hmm.
And you have worked hard to become the man you are today. And your happiness shows. Like it's a glow around you. It's like, as they say, an aura, as Charlie Murphy was saying, so aura, like we saw Rick James.
It's orange.
Right. You got that.
Thank you.
And I want to know, without getting too personal, what drives you now that I can feel what I'm feeling? I know people probably see, or if they don't see it, when I mention it, they're going to say, oh yeah, I see what the fuck he talking about.
I think this is it. I think that it's very easy to try to be something that someone else wants you to be.
Okay.
When you're around people, when you're in relationships, you have certain people around you, they want you to be a certain type of way, and sometimes to keep the peace, you become that for that person when it's not really you. Okay. So what you're seeing right now is Vlad being Vlad, who I truly am. So I spent a lot of years trying to please other people and trying to fit an image that other people around me were okay with. And I realized at some point that, man, life is too short.
Yes.
Life is too short. You got to be who you really are.
Right.
And if that person doesn't, respect who you are and accept fully who you are, then maybe that person is not the person who you want around you.
Okay.
And over time, I've changed my circle around, and I've gotten more comfortable with who I really am, and found people who are okay with me being who I really am.
Right.
And if that person doesn't like it, then there'll be someone else.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing of just accepting who you are and living your truth.
Yes.
Whatever that may be.
Right.
And in my case, you're starting to see it.
And I know it's also, me, ladies and gentlemen, we talk privately all the time.
All the time.
One of the greatest things I love about you, Vlad, is your big heart.
Yeah.
Like, in certain situations, you never leave no one dry if they had a connection with you.
Yeah.
Whereas most people will say, fuck that person and move on. And I should say that to you, like, Vlad, you's a great fucking guy. You know I would say that to you.
Yeah.
I was like, you's a great, what motivates you to be that kind of person? Because it's not fake. Like, this is really in you, but I want to know what makes you tick. Like, what gets you that way?
I think that you can't act like your actions don't have repercussions.
Explain.
A perfect example is the Tupac situation.
Okay.
He met a young lady. She was starstruck. They had like oral sex on the dance floor. They hung out. They were having sex. Everything was cool. I think Tupac really thought, well, she's a freak. And she's down to get with my homies.
Yes.
I think he really thought that, because there's lots of girls that are like that.
Yes.
You and I have met these girls.
Yes.
We've been with these girls.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. We've been involved in activities like this, especially in your mid-20s and so
Absolutely.
forth.
Especially at that age.
Especially being a superstar.
Especially
like
at that time.
Tupac and so forth. I think he sincerely thought that she was okay with this because this is just a freak who's down to do whatever. Now, those guys go in the room, do what they do with the girl. He goes to sleep. She wakes him up and says, those guys raped me. And I spoke to Tupac's co-defendant about this, man. If Tupac at that moment said, okay, let me calm the situation down. Let me take this girl in the other room. Let me go talk to her. Let me take her out of this environment. Let's maybe get another hotel. Let's spend a couple of days. Let's calm the situation down. Explain to her that, Pac didn't really have anything to do with this. This was just a messed up situation, but we're gonna make this right. Pac's whole trajectory would have changed. Because instead, Pac said, get this bitch out of here. That's what he said. He said, get that bitch out of here. And that's what they did. They got that bitch out of there. You know what happened next? She wound up in the lobby looking disheveled. One of the hotel securities said, ma'am, are you okay? No, I just got sexually assaulted. Oh, well, we got to call the police. Next thing you know, police are up there. Everyone's getting arrested. Biggie's guns were up there, so there was a weapons charge.
Right.
Tupac goes to prison. He's signed to death row, and then a chain of events happens where he dies a few months later.
Absolutely.
All he had to do was treat that person as a human being.
So true.
Treat that person with the respect that every person deserves. She was upset. She got caught up in something that she wasn't ready for. You know, we talked about the whole Gina Conway situation where you're going along for a robbery.
Right.
Man, these young girls can get caught up with these older guys very, very easily. They're happy to be there.
Yes.
Right? We've all dealt with women who are like this. They're just happy to be there. They're starstruck. They've never been in these situations before. They're going along with whatever because they think that that's what they're supposed to do.
I agree.
And sometimes they're not comfortable with that. So you have to deal with that. If you're trying to deal with a woman like that, and had he just done things differently, he might be alive today. Mm-hmm. Honestly, he might be alive today and maybe doing politics and doing big movies and so forth. But instead, you had someone who treated a person like trash, like they're disposable, like they don't matter. What is she going to do? This is just some hood rat. This is some groupie. This is whatever. And it all caught up to him. So when I deal with people, I never just throw people away. I never just disregard people and so forth, especially the people who I have long relationships with. Yes. I always try to help them out. You know, my friend since I've known since elementary school, he lost a tooth. Right. It was $1,000 to get the tooth fixed. Yes. Here's $1,000, pay me back at some point or not. I don't care. I can't let you walk around with a missing tooth. Right. That's not when $1,000 is nothing to me.
Vlad's just a good person.
Yeah, but he's, he has 2 kids. He's still struggling financially, 2 baby mothers. For him, he really did not have that $1,000. Okay. And I'm like, it's cool. It's whatever. And really, man, look, I support at any moment in time, there's a dozen people who I'm financially supporting.
I've seen it. We talk
between my employees, between my family and so forth. I'm supporting a lot of people. So to me, it's just a normal way of functioning. And I feel that, some people will take advantage of that, but I think that people in general are reciprocal. Okay. One of the 48 laws of power is there's somebody who you admire who might be a little bit higher than you, give that person a gift, because then that person looks at you like as if you're on the same level. I agree. And they will think in the back of their mind, well, you know something? I got to do something to give back to that person as well. And that's the thing. When you give to someone, there's people who are pieces of shit out there who just use people and they jump from person to person. But eventually, that's gonna get old. You're gonna run out of people. Why not keep the people you actually have, that you have relationships with, and nurture those relationships and take care of those people? Because ultimately, they're going to remember that. And they're going to take care of you when you need that. And that's just my philosophy in life.
And it's something that we talk about, relationships. Yeah. I mean, the people who are listening, I want you to understand that word may seem so simple.
Vlad TV right now, at this point, 18 years in? Yeah, 18 years in. It's all relationships now.
Relationships.
Damn near all my interviews are either regular guests or people that I've already met or people I've dealt with that are reaching back out. These relationships go back years. There's people I interview sometimes 3-4 years later who I still keep in contact with. It's all relationship. You take away relationships out of Vlad TV, you have no company.
It's done.
You have nothing.
How did you become intellectual in financing and saving? Mm-hmm. Is it something that you just learned that as you was going, or you was always that person?
No. It really started the opposite, because when you don't have money, you stack up 10,000, and the first thing you think is, I'm going to flip this 10,000, make it 20. Okay. Which usually ends up 0. Yeah. Right? Right. And look, it went from giving a friend $17,000 to buy a brick of cocaine and that money disappearing to, this guy I knew, Johnny Hooks, this big real estate guy. I gave him some money for a property. That money disappeared. He got busted by the police, and I never saw that money again. Someone who I was involved in a relationship with. She said she knew this big finance guy, and if I gave her this money, he's going to turn to something else. That money disappeared. So I kept losing all my money trying to do these schemes.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point where once Vlad TV started to take off and real money started coming in, because this was like little money before,
Okay.
right? This was 10, 15,000, whatever. But now hundreds of thousands were coming in, millions were going to come in.
Right.
I said, I can't keep doing this dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't keep losing everything. How do rich people actually make real money? And I saw there was a stock market.
Okay.
So then I saw, okay, well, who's the Michael Jordan of stock investing? And it was Warren Buffett.
Okay.
So I read his book. I read the book that he learned from. I read all the other stuff. I started watching his videos. And I said, okay, I could do this. This is how real money is made.
Okay.
So I just taught myself with my own money.
Okay.
First, I had a financial advisor. I realized that was a waste of time.
Waste of time.
I
They
could
just
do-
want your money.
Yeah, and they put you in stuff where they make commissions off of it and
Right.
so forth. So, I basically just did it myself. And this started in 2010.
Okay.
So you got to think, we're now 16 years into it.
Right.
This portfolio has grown year after year
Yes.
after year. And I always would pour more money into the portfolio.
Right.
And I would always live below my means. Look, like, I could have bought a Rolls Royce.
Right.
But I drive a Tesla.
Yes.
Now, I don't drive a buggy
Now, let me ask you a
car.
question.
Yeah.
What keeps you humble? Because I know how much you make, or kinda, right?
Yeah.
We talk. You can't do the shit that you talk to me about and be a broke motherfucker.
No.
So, what keeps you humble? Because you respect money. Because
Yeah.
I need the audience to understand.
I respect money.
respect.
I respect money. $100 is still $100.
That's motherfucking right.
Now, you get to a point where spending money becomes strategic as opposed to survival based.
Yes.
I could sue someone to prove a point, right?
Yes.
I couldn't do that 10 years ago.
Okay.
But now I could sue someone to prove a point,
Yes.
right? I could also give someone a certain amount of money that they may not necessarily deserve at that moment, but I felt they need it.
Okay.
And it doesn't affect me very much.
Yes.
So I'm able to do that without feeling like, well, I'm going to need that back,
Okay.
right? These days, at this point in my life, if I give someone some money, I don't assume it's going to come back.
Okay.
Oftentimes it does.
Yes.
And it's cool. It's almost like a
Right.
bonus. It's almost like winning
That's so
money,
true. I agree.
on the slot machine. But I am at the point where I could help people out. But I still look, like, if I'm looking at flights and I fly first class, if a flight is $1,000 more, I will take the later flight and sleep on the plane to save $1,000.
Yeah,
Now I
fucking
have
right.
$1,000. $1,000 doesn't make a difference, but I am going to the same place. So
Respect.
yeah, because I respect the money.
Respect.
Because that $1,000 that I save on my own flight, that could help someone out significantly.
Right. Or it can buy you a better dinner. The $1,000 you spent, you could use that to food, take somebody out,
Yeah,
instead of wasting it.
right.
And that strategy.
Yeah, no,
but-
I respect money, man. I respect money. And look, do I buy certain things that people think are frivolous? Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. But it's not a big deal to buy those things. I've always been good. Like, look, I remember when I moved to New York in 2002, I was broke.
Okay.
Sleeping on couches. Finally got a really nasty studio apartment in Borough Park. And I remember I had a Rolex from when I had money before.
Yeah.
It was like a Datejust, nothing too fancy.
Okay.
But I remember I would never wear it because I'm broke.
Respect.
Why am I wearing a Rolex, taking a girl out to dinner, and I can't really pay? I will go down and say, listen, I don't got it. Like, we gonna have to split it. Like, but I'm wearing a Rolex. It's stupid to me.
So I agree.
I've always liked designer clothes, but for most of my life, I couldn't afford them.
Okay.
So I never bought them.
Right.
It'd be cool to get some Gucci shoes, but them shits is $1,200.
Right.
I'm at the sale rack at
Yeah.
Foot Locker,
And I
right?
like your kicks you got on now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Now I'm fresh.
If you know,
but-
you know.
Right, but like now, if I buy something expensive, like I have like the Louis Vuitton, like the leather, all Louis Vuitton with the fur. It was like $10,000.
Okay.
It was like it's the most I've ever spent on a single article of clothing, but $10,000 is not a big deal to me right now.
Right. That's beautiful.
And it's a dope jacket. I'm gonna
Right.
wear it in an interview or
Right.
wear it on the red carpet.
Right.
It's gonna create its own energy, and it's a business expense also,
Mm-hmm.
right? And having a business especially if you're an entertainer, you can really write off a lot of stuff because it really is
right. Let
business
'em know.
expenses.
It
like,
don't
you know,
cost you shit.
I mean, it costs you.
It costs you, but you get
it's
it
not,
back.
It's not post taxes.
Right.
Like, you know, you're not buying it after paying taxes.
Right.
So it's like, look, yeah, I bought these shoes. They're nice, but I'm going to take a picture of these shoes, and now this is part of my wardrobe.
That's right.
So now if the IRS wants to audit me, it's like, well, what about these shoes? Well, here they are in a picture.
That's right.
And I'm getting interviewed wearing these shoes.
That's
this
right.
is wardrobe. So yeah, man, I respect money. I'll always respect money. I never feel like I'm going to blow money. I don't go to casinos. I don't gamble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
No
I interview,
vices.
Listen, I interview. I mean, we all got vices.
No, I don't have no vices.
None?
None.
Zero.
I'm the most boringest motherfucker on the planet. And people don't...
Women are not a vice.
Nah, because I don't fuck with them no more like that.
Okay.
I cut the female thing down. Put it like this. When I was your age, I was a hoe.
So you had vices, but at this point...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I say I'm down to 0, my sex life would say on a scale of 1 to 20, maybe 17.
Now or before?
No, back then.
Yeah.
My sex life night was 0.00 motherfucking 1.
Really? So you just don't care about sex anymore?
I do care about it. But what you have seen, and you've seen it, I work so much. I'm in a different city every day that my discipline has to be on point. Like, by the time I do a show, I do what I need to do, pictures or whatever. Now, I still can fuck like I used to back in the day, but I love waking up being refreshed, being prepared.
Yeah. Women are definitely a vice for me. I'm not gonna.
Okay, no.
I'm not gonna pretend like they're
listen,
not.
and I want
smoke
you-
weed too.
Yeah, and I want-
I mean, not to the point where it's like excessive, but you know,
I don't want
do
you to
smoke
act
weed
60-something
sometimes.
years old. I'm 60-something years old.
Yeah.
What you're saying is absolutely right. But let's go here for a minute. What I need the world to understand, no matter how much money you have, no matter how great your health is, it steps to the level of being a man or woman. And would you tell the world that no matter what you have, if you don't have your life insurance, if you don't have your burial insurance, you're walking around here being a liability to somebody, that truly, that's success if you put it in all perspective.
What about just regular health insurance? I know people
Thank
that
you.
they get sick and they can't go to the doctors.
Thank
They don't
you.
have health insurance.
Yes.
People will buy a Gucci belt over dental insurance.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's like you got your rotten back tooth looking at you like,
And
motherfucker,
killing
you gonna buy that Gucci belt, huh? You just forgot about me? I'm hurting you every day.
Right.
I need a root canal, but you out buying Gucci belts. And that's to me is just sort of crazy because, and I've been there. There's times in my life I couldn't afford health insurance.
Right.
So I get it, but your body is really all you really own. You don't really
And go
own
into
anything
detail,
else.
Vlad. What I want to get out of you. You said you've been there before, but I want people to hear from you that even though your success, that's always been your health has always been the #1 priority.
Yeah.
And I need them to hear that because I don't want them to think it's just success.
No, man. Like, I'm 52. You're 64.
Going on 66.
Like, there are some really fucked up looking 52-year-olds
Man.
and some even more fucked up looking 64-year-olds. You look at some of these people and you're like, God damn, like, you don't look nothing. Like, obviously I'm older, but you could look at older pictures and, okay, I look similar. I'm the same weight. I mean, this
Right.
is essentially, when I graduated high school, I was about this weight.
Wow.
Yeah, about
Okay.
200 pounds. Yeah, I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
What's funny, you know what's funny? A friend of mine, she told me about this. Apparently, there's a whole thing on the internet that claims that I'm 5'8".
Wow.
When you look me up, it says 5'8". There's
That's
people, there's
crazy.
discussions about, oh, Vlad's only 5'8". And I'm like, you see me standing next to basketball players,
Right.
and I'm not their height, but I'm pretty close.
Yes.
So there's that. But yeah, man, like, I'm pretty much the same size that I was when I graduated high school. I'm pretty much in the same shape. Like I
Okay.
said, I could do 7 pull-ups.
Right.
I bench. I could do sets of 155.
Okay.
I'm on a bike for an hour every day.
Okay.
You know, burning 400 or 500 calories. Yo, like, there's people that have one foot in the grave at my age. There's people that have died in their 40s that I've known.
Yes.
And I have a long life left to live
Yes,
that I
you
want to
do.
live. I'm enjoying my life. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I see doctors regularly. I get checkups. My eating could be better, but I keep my calories down.
Okay.
And I want to be, my dad made it to 84. I want to make it to 94.
And how
Or
do you deal with
104.
stress? Like, do you ever get stressed?
All the time.
How do you deal with it?
Stress to me, and I have OCD, so to me it's a little bit more crazy sometimes, but what I realized over time is that I'm only stressed out when I don't deal with the problem at hand. If I just keep pushing it to the back burner, I'll keep getting more and more stressed. At the point that I attack it head on,
Yes.
then the stress goes away.
I respect
The
that.
body can mess you up, man.
Yes,
Like,
it can.
I remember that there were times where it's like, oh, I think I have something. Let me go get some medical test. The test came back, I'm fully clean, and then suddenly I'm fine again. I felt I had something, but then
Right.
after the test came back
Right.
negative, suddenly all those symptoms go away,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
The mind
did
is
I
something.
really have anything?
Right.
Obviously I didn't, because the test, and now I feel fine. The body could trick you into thinking it's
So
sick
true.
when it really isn't.
Yes,
I remember, here's a story I haven't told very often, but right around maybe 23, my body started to change, right? My stomach started to feel a little different, and so forth. And I freaked out, and I thought there was something wrong with me. And I went to every doctor, and one doctor said I was lactose intolerant. Another doctor told me I was allergic to wheat. So I started to get more and more stressed out about what I ate. I went down to 165 pounds.
Wow.
So imagine, this is me at 200.
Right.
Imagine 35 pounds lighter,
look sick.
still at the same height.
Yeah.
I was sick looking.
Yeah, you was.
I
know.
have pictures of myself during that time.
Right.
And then one day I was with my ex, and she's like, I don't think you really are allergic to all this stuff. Why don't you just try it? And I remember I ate it and I was fine. And then I ate something else and I was fine. And I'm like, oh my God, this whole time, this was in my head. This
Okay.
whole time, I was allergic to anything, and I was stressing myself out and getting skinny to the point where I'm too skinny, and it's all in my head. It all just went away.
Right.
Within a couple of weeks, I was fine again. And then I started, researching and so forth. You realize, like, this is getting in the weeds a little bit, but with stomach problems, I realized that they come because you don't go to the bathroom when your body tells you to go.
Right.
You try to hold it,
Yes.
and I remember growing up, I never went to the bathroom at school.
Okay.
Right, in terms
Wow.
of like bowel movements, right? I would
Right.
always wait until I got home
Man.
because I was uncomfortable being in a
Right.
school, where you're
Yeah,
making
yeah.
noises in the school toilet with your,
Right.
your
Right.
schoolmates and whatever else. So I remember, you see what I'm saying? Like, I remember I would just train my
Wow.
body to just wait until I got home, not realizing this is creating health problems
Yep.
along the way. So now, if I gotta go, I don't care if I'm at a gas station, at a restaurant, like, at a, airport.
Right.
Like, yo, I gotta go get these toxins out of my body.
Out your
And
body.
you would be amazed how much better you feel.
That's right.
It's basically keeping everything in your body when your body's telling you.
It's
it
really
need-
one of the greatest feelings of the day.
Yeah.
I swear to God,
Yeah.
to use the men's room.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
it
but
can
it
change
was
your whole
it
fucking
was a
day.
whole thing, man. But I was thinking that I know better than my body.
Okay.
And
Live and learn.
I live and learn, man.
Live
At
and
this
learn.
point, I'm super healthy. I want to stay that way, and I feel like I have many years ahead of me.
And before I let you go,
Mhm.
what's your goal? What's your goal, Vlad? What do you want to accomplish with what you started here? Where do you want to take this?
In a weird way, I felt that I've surpassed my goal. I did not think I'd be here right now.
Okay.
As a kid who was just a hip hop fan, I never thought I would be a participant in this overall culture.
Okay.
Now people are like, oh, you're a culture vulture, this or that. It is what it is.
Yes.
What I've done is cemented in the history of this art form.
Totally agree.
And this was never a real goal, a realistic goal when I was
Okay.
a kid. Obviously, I mean, I was a break dancer. I loved the music. I loved the artists. Getting to interview artists that I was a fan of before I ever started Vlad TV or became a DJ is always the coolest thing for me because it's so pure. It's like, yo, I would listen, you know, when I interviewed Be Real from Cypress Hill, I'm like, yo, this is like my favorite group. I listen to these guys over and over again. I was in the Insane the Membrane video. I went to their concerts. I bought their merch. And now have a relationship with this guy.
Right.
And I'm sitting down with him and we're talking on and off camera. That to me is just so pure because it's just my love of the music. And now to be able to be a voice where I could drop something and millions of people listen.
That's awesome.
To walk around, you know, being with my kids is always cool for me.
Yes.
They kind of, you know, they get annoyed by it, but like going to the mall and having people walk up to dad constantly and, you know, take pictures with me, say how much they like, you know, like for example, just dope shit. Like my daughter, so let me tell the story. So Carl Kanai is a friend of mine.
Yes.
Right. And he was coming over to my house. I have a new place that I invited him to. And I told my kids, I said, oh, you know, dad's friend, Carl Kanai is coming over. He's a famous black fashion designer. He was one of the first black designers to have his own successful company independently. Right. And my daughter was like, oh, do you think he can make a jacket that I designed? And now we're in this, you know, he came over, I brought the idea, he said, I love it. She designed it on her iPad. And now we actually have a physical first draft of the jacket. We just met up with Carl Kanai and his crew, and now she's doing a second draft of it.
Man.
Like the fact she just turned 10. My daughter has designed a jacket with a famous designer at 9 years old.
I love relationship.
You see how I say relationships?
Yeah.
I interviewed Tommy the Clown, and he was telling me about this big dance battle that's happening tomorrow, actually. And I said, oh, that's dope. You know, can I come? He goes, you want to be a judge? I said, well, can I bring my kids? He said, absolutely. It's like a kids battle.
Right.
I said, great. So now they're going to be on stage with dad with the biggest dance battle in LA when dad's a judge.
I love it.
You know, my dad, you know, my son was interested in playing basketball. I call him John Sally. He's got 5 rings. He taught my son how to dribble and everything else like that. It's just little moments like this, man, that to me is the big win right now. These are all the bonuses in my life. But in terms of goals, of course, I would like more money.
Okay.
But the way my investments are set up, they make more money.
It's coming.
The you know.
Yeah.
And once you get to a certain place,
and what is enough?
I don't know.
That's right. Good answer.
I don't know.
That's right. That's
like. I never fly private. That'd be nice.
Okay.
To get to the point where I could fly private.
And it doesn't bother you.
And it doesn't bother me.
Right.
Like right now, flying private would bother me.
Yeah, it would bother me too.
It'd be like,
I'll
how
probably
much?
be done after 2 flights.
Yeah.
I'm just
fucking
with you.
I mean, going cross country is what, like 50,000 or something like that?
Yeah, I can get there and halfway back. No messing with you.
Right. Just give me a parachute on the way back. Right. Like I can't fly private.
Okay.
I can't rent yachts.
Yes. And when you do get it, because it's coming, I'm telling you,
thank you.
Would you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Good.
Why wouldn't I?
Good.
Why wouldn't I? Who flies commercial when they can fly private?
Absolutely.
Right? Who doesn't take a huge yacht? Have you seen the yacht that Jay-Z and Beyonce got?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Damn.
It was insane. It's like a city.
Yeah. Insane.
Right?
God bless them guys.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't? I'm trying to think things that I can't do. I mean, who doesn't want to own multiple homes around the world where they don't have to go to a hotel ever? They just go back to their house, right?
Yeah.
Like I got a spot in New York, so it's nice not to have to get a hotel room in New York.
Right.
I go there, all my stuff
And you
is
know,
there.
believe it or not, I'm the opposite.
Yeah?
I really like doormen and that fly. Like,
Well, I like door. I mean, I had an apartment in Hollywood at the Jardine, doorman and everything else like that. No, that's fly too, but I like houses also.
Right. What's my favorite hotel? Not the Phoenician. What's the hotel in Beverly Hills on the corner? Right there on Santa Monica.
Beverly Hills Hotel?
No, not the Beverly Hills Hotel. It's on Santa Monica.
I'm not sure.
The Peninsula.
Peninsula, yeah. That's
Now,
a nice hotel, yeah.
That's now.
I haven't stayed there, but I've like eaten lunch there. And
The
stuff
Peninsula.
Like that,
The Peninsula in Chicago, my favorite hotel. So, I'm gonna give you back the story. I like to do like you do.
Yeah.
I'm in Peninsula one year. I'm really coming into money. I'm doing my thing. I buy these women some wine. I see them drinking wine. 4 older white women, not trying to hit on. I'm just in that fucking generous mood, like you all the time. But I'm like that every 19 years, right? So I tell the waiter, hey, I'm gonna pay for their drinks. He says, okay. He comes back and he gives me the bill. It's like fucking $400 some. I said, what kind of fucking drinks they had? He said they was drinking some wine, and it taught me a lesson. Shut the fuck up. Because if you're not willing to spend that kind of money, even though you got it, shut up.
Yeah.
And that's what taught me that lesson. But I love hotels. I love hotels. That's just me.
I like hotels. I don't love hotels. I just like being able to go somewhere and all my stuff is already there. I don't like packing.
Okay.
I don't like.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, you're touring. You have a touring company.
You're 54?
52.
52.
Yeah.
I've been doing this since you was 12.
Right.
Isn't that something?
No, it's wild, man.
Wow.
And you have the pictures to show for it.
Man. So
Yeah.
one more question, Vlad.
Let's go.
Now, you know all the comics in the world. You've been to a lot of comedy shows.
Yes.
Tell the world who's your favorite comedian.
TK Kirkland.
Motherfucking right. Who raised you?
TK Kirkland.
That's right. That's
Of course,
right.
man, of
Love you,
course.
Vlad. Happy holidays
and I've
to you.
seen you perform in Hollywood.
Yes, sir.
That was the Laugh Factory.
Yep.
Yep.
And you seen him.
And I saw you in New York.
You saw me in New York.
The
Now, what
Gotham?
did you like about, what makes TK Kirkland to you different than all the comics you've seen?
Crowd control.
Wow.
Crowd control. It's one thing to say jokes. It's another thing to really have that crowd in the palm of your hand,
Absolutely.
right? You told people to shut the fuck up.
Absolutely.
You know, you've controlled the crowd on an expert level.
Yes.
And every time I've seen you perform, I've always seen that.
That's right.
And I'm not going to name any names. There's lots of people who are funny doing interviews,
Yes.
doing podcasts.
Yes.
But when they get on stage, it's not, they're just okay.
They're just okay.
They're just okay.
Yeah, you've actually seen me do that.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
Yep.
Yeah, so the crowd control and just the way that you could pivot and really go in a different direction, because I've heard some of the jokes and routines based on my history with you, but
Yes.
to see you start to pivot and kind of create a new routine right then and there. Because I feel like for example, like George Wallace, right?
Yes.
I remember seeing George Wallace in the late 80s and then seeing a special with him like 20 years later.
Okay.
And it was almost the same routine.
Yes.
No shot at George Wallace.
Right.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
I've interviewed him. But it was the same routine.
Right.
It was a funny routine,
Yep.
but it was a routine that I saw at a club in San Francisco
Mm-hmm.
in like 89.
Okay.
So I feel like you don't go into shows with a routine in place.
That's so
I feel like
true.
you kind of freestyle it.
I do. Smart man.
Yeah.
Smart man. Vlad, one of the greatest to ever do it.
My man.
I wish you the best on your journey.
You as well.
And I see you at the top, and may your pain be champagne.
That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
Peace.